What if an ancient secret, hidden for over 5,000 years, was waiting to be revealed among the roots of ancient oak trees? A secret that speaks of stone warriors and ancestral spirits. Welcome to a place where time is not a straight line but an infinite circle, a forgotten sanctuary that few know about but which still has so much to tell. Imagine an island, harsh and mysterious, where history blends with legend and every stone, every tree, every breath of wind carries with it the echo of distant civilizations. I'm not talking about a distant myth, but about a real, tangible place, which stands proudly in the wild heart of Sardinia, surrounded by an ancient, dense oak forest that guards its silence. It is here, among these enchanted woods, that one of the most fascinating mysteries of the Mediterranean lies hidden, a site that is not just archaeology, but a true portal to prehistory, Pranu Muttedu. This is the place that many call the Sardinian Stonehenge, but believe me, Pranu Muttedu is much more than a simple comparison. It's an experience that gets inside you, that shakes you, that makes you feel the weight and magic of millennia past. Today I'll take you on this journey, step by step, to discover its secrets and understand why it's so special. Prepare to walk among stone giants and listen to the whispers of a distant era. In the deepest and most uncontaminated heart of Sardinia, in an area that time seems to have forgotten, lies Pranu Muttedu. Here, nature reigns supreme, and the oak forest, with its twisted branches and trembling leaves, creates an almost unreal atmosphere. The ground, covered in a carpet of moss and dry leaves, hides roots that reach back into a past so remote it makes your head spin. This place is not just a geographical destination, it is a gateway to another dimension, a realm where the ancient and the sacred meet in an eternal embrace. The mystery of Pranu Muttedu is not just a word, it is an impression, a sensation that envelops you as soon as you set foot on this site. It is a place that speaks to you without words, that makes you feel small in front of the immensity of history and nature. And as you walk, you understand that what you have before you is not a simple pile of stones, but a monumental prehistoric site, a sanctuary of life and death, where man 5,000 years ago left his indelible mark. The first thing that strikes you, walking through the solemn silence of Pranu Muttedu, are the long rows of menhirs. Imagine blocks of rough stone, imposing and dark, stuck vertically into the ground, as if they had been planted there by a gigantic hand. There are dozens of them, sometimes arranged in precise alignments, other times scattered, but all with an aura of antiquity and mystery. These are not simple rocks, they are gigantic stones shaped by nature and then erected by man, each weighing from hundreds of kilos to several tons. Think of the strength, determination, and knowledge it took to move and raise these colossi without the aid of modern technology. We are talking about an era that dates back more than 5,000 years, a time when humanity was just learning to tame nature, yet was capable of astonishing feats of engineering. These menhirs are like immobile warriors arrayed in an eternal formation, their dark silhouettes silhouetted against the sky or the treetops. They're not there by chance, they are stone sentinels watching over the passing of millennia, silent guardians of a lost time, witnesses to the rights and beliefs of a people about whom we still know too little. They seem to watch you, as if every crack and crevice holds the memory of all those who have passed before you. It makes you wonder, what did they see? What skies did they gaze at? What stories did they whisper to the wind that caresses them? Their symbolic function is deeply linked to spirituality and astronomy, a connection we will explore later. But Pranu Muttedu is not just a kingdom of vertical sentinels. While the menhirs rise towards the sky, the domes de Janas, the houses of the fairies as Sardinian legend calls them, open up in the bowels of the earth. These ancient rock-cut tombs are another crucial element of this extraordinary site. They are hypogea, that is, underground tombs, carved with incredible precision from rock outcrops. The Domus de Janas are not simple holes. They are real environments, sometimes with a single room, other times with multiple rooms, vestibules and lateral cells which recall the structure of the houses of the time. Imagine people 5,000 years ago using rudimentary tools, carving away at the hard rock to create these places of eternal rest. Their art was not only functional, it was also aesthetic. Many feature internal decorations, engraved symbols, fake columns, or even reproductions of false doors, signifying the passage between the world of the living and that of the dead. The most fascinating thing is how these domes de llanas blend in with the natural landscape. They are not foreign elements, they are an integral part of the rock itself, one with the earth that created them and now welcomes them. It almost seems as if nature itself has created these homes for the deceased. This harmony, this perfect integration between human work and the surrounding environment speaks to us of a profound respect for the cycle of life and death, an indissoluble bond with Mother Earth. It is a place where the cult of the dead was not something separate from everyday life, but a continuation of it, a way to maintain a connection with the ancestors, considered a vital part of the community. As you walk among the stones and dark mouths of the Domus de Janas, a subtle, almost imperceptible sensation envelops you. It is not fear nor dread, but a deep sense of reverence. The sacred atmosphere of this place is palpable, it's in the air, It's as if time has left an energetic imprint. The sun, filtering through the thick foliage of the ancient oak trees, creates plays of light and shadow on the mossy ground and ancient stones, sometimes illuminating a menhir, sometimes the entrance to a rock tomb. These rays of light seem to dance, revealing hidden details, giving life to shapes you hadn't noticed before. The silence is broken only by the rustling of leaves and the singing of birds, and in this silence one perceives a mysterious harmony, an ancient rhythm that seems to govern everything. It is not just an archaeological site, but a true manifestation of a sanctuary, a place where ancient populations came not only to bury their dead, but also to celebrate, to connect with the divine, to seek answers in the immensity of heaven and earth. It is a silent testimony to the extraordinary ingenuity of prehistoric peoples, of their ability not only to build, but to instill a profound meaning in each of their works. This place reveals the profound spirituality of these peoples, a collective soul that sought to interpret the world, to honor their ancestors, and to dialogue with the forces of nature. They saw sacredness in every element, from the starry sky to the hardest rock, and in Pranu Muttedu they created a temple that reflected this vision. But how could these populations, without our scientific knowledge and our tools, create such a complex and aligned site? The answer lies in their astonishing astronomical knowledge. They didn't have telescopes, but they had keen eyes and infinite patience in observing the cycles of the sun, moon, and stars. Many of the menhirs of Pranu Muttedu are aligned with millimetric precision to the cardinal points and above all to the solar and lunar cycles. This means that on specific days of the year, such as the summer and winter solstices, or the spring and autumn equinoxes, the sun rises or sets at a specific point relative to these megaliths, creating plays of light and shadow that marked important events. The site was not just a cemetery or a place of worship, but was transformed into a real stone calendar. Imagine, these stones were tools for measuring time, for predicting the seasons, for understanding when to sow and when to harvest. They were essential to the survival of a farming community. But beyond the practical function, there was a spiritual one. The purpose of this sanctuary was deeply tied to the cycle of life and death, a cycle that was intrinsically connected to the celestial rhythms. Death was not the end, but a passage, a return to earth, and an ascent to heaven. And the menhirs, aligned with the rising and setting sun, with the waxing and waning moon, symbolized this eternal becoming. Pranu Muttedu was therefore a place of rituals and celebrations. We can only imagine these ancient ceremonies, solemn processions among the menhirs at dawn on the solstice, offerings and prayers in the Domus de Janas, songs and dances under the full moon, all to honor the gods, the ancestors, and the fertility of the earth. This system of alignments, this integration of architecture, astronomy, and spirituality makes it unique in the Mediterranean. It is not just a collection of stones, but an entire cosmogony engraved in the landscape. The cult of the dead was deeply intertwined with the observation of the cosmos. The dead, buried in the Domus de Janas, were perhaps seen as intermediaries between the terrestrial and celestial worlds, and their tombs oriented towards the east or towards specific solar and lunar alignments could facilitate this transition. This interconnection created an indissoluble bond between man, his ancestors, the earth, and the entire universe, a vision of the world where every element was part of a great and sacred design. There was no separation between science and spirituality, they were one and the same. Every stone of Pranu Muttedu, every tree that surrounds it, every shadow that lengthens at sunset tells a story. If you stop to listen, not only with your ears but with your heart, you will hear the echo of a distant past, a legacy that has been handed down through the centuries, carried by the wind and engraved in the rock. This place isn't just an archaeological site to visit for an hour or two, it's an experience to be lived, an immersion in another era. It is a bridge between our frenetic world and a more primal existence, more connected to the earth and the sky. Pranu Muttedu is much more than a collection of ancient artifacts. It is a portal to prehistory, a gateway into a forgotten world, but whose energies are still alive. Here, the wind that whistles through the ancient oaks still seems to whisper the songs of the ancient stone priests, their invocations, their prayers, their secrets. And in that whisper, in that rustling of leaves, a silent invitation reaches you. Stop, reflect, and try to understand. Understanding who we were, where we came from, and how much of that ancient wisdom we have lost along the way. It is a place that invites you to reconnect with something greater than yourself, with the deepest roots of our civilization. Pranu Muttedu is not just a destination, it is a journey within yourself, a powerful reminder of how much nature and history can still teach us. If this journey through the mysteries of Pranu Muttedu has fascinated you, don't stop here. Click on the next video to discover other hidden wonders of Sardinia.